Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance, everybody. We got a sponsored video. That's right. Somebody paid me compensation to make a video about a clown. And nothing is more rewarding than getting paid to react to a massive clown on YouTube. It's genius. It's beautiful. Or it's just going to be my full-time job. Accounting. Why would I want to go to work and have a real job when I can just get paid to watch clown videos? Anyway, in this video, we're going to roast this clown here.
Marantz. Okay, so basically, GameStop is the future, and it's gonna 20,000x in 5 seconds, and we're all gonna be trillionaires, and we're all gonna live on Clown Island and drink martinis all day.
Now, this guy's like a smaller shill, okay? He's got 8.8 thousand subscribers. Ooh, 2,100 videos. And he wears glasses in his thumbnail. What a freaking dweeb. Okay, but all he does is talk about GameStop. GameStop. Oh my God, GameStop. Now, why does this clown talk about GameStop? Well, it's popular. And on YouTube, you give the morons what they want, and they'll watch you, and they'll super chat you, and they'll subscribe to you, and you'll get rich, mother effer. Woo! So, there's a specific video that this client wanted me to react to. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen properly. Okay, let's go ahead and react to GameStop Explained, published on September 30th, so a couple days ago.
And it got 1,277 views.
I'm so excited. I'm sure this is going to be a great video. We're going to watch this on 1.5 speed because there's only so much of this moron I could take. So here he is, Mr. GameStop. GameStop. Let's watch.
So this one says, I love your Connect the Dots series. I've learned so much from you, but I don't understand the significance of GameStop. Neither did I, right? Like 3 years ago almost is when I started reading up on GameStop, start trying to figure out the business model. You know, there's that movie coming out, just came out yesterday, Dumb Money. And it's about the story, the GameStop saga, like what happened before, right? So
let me tell you what the business model is. They're a store in a bunch of malls. You go in the store and you buy games. You know what you can also do? You can buy games digitally. That's right. And it seems like the industry is going more and more to digital games. So why would I have to go to a GameStop? And I don't know if you've noticed, but the company, well, maybe not the stunk price, but the company itself has been contracting, okay? And on top of that, they have very, very old property, plant, and equipment. What does that mean? They're either going to have to sell off a bunch of stores or they're going to have to pay a boatload of money to fix them up. And you know what that means? A lot of capital expenditures, a lot of free cash flow going to the negatives. GameStop is basically a dying business. Okay, you want to see why? Let's go look at GameStop. We're going to very briefly, we're going to keep watching this absolute idiot. Okay, let's look at the revenue. Oh, the revenue is massively trending down. You see that? Basically, every single metric when it comes to GameStop is trash. Massive decrease in cash flows from operations. And it's been negative for a couple of quarters. And it's way lower than it was a couple of years ago. This is a dying business. This is not complicated. God.
we're all enamored about the stock. We all jump in. We all want to hold it. We all want to fight the system. We want to get back at the hedgies. We want to do all this stuff. But
I will never understand this mentality that you're fighting the system by buying a piece of turd company. Can someone explain to me how you're fighting Wall Street by basically buying a stock that they're probably shorting and they're probably making a fortune off of? Now, you clowns caught Wall Street one time. You caught the hedgies one time. And that hedge fund, what was it, Melvin Capital, they lost a bunch of money. Guess what? Guess who's making all the money now? It's probably the hedgies, okay? You're the morons buying a dying business. Have I not talked about this with AMC? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You clowns buy garbage businesses. The stock goes down. And what do you guys do? It's the hedgies. It's a hedge fund, bro. The stock would be $1 trillion in 5 seconds if it wasn't for the hedge fund. God, you people are so stupid. But you know what? You can't be convinced. So I hope you all just lose all your money and burn.
while doing that, a lot of us have educated ourselves on the steps it takes to actually, become a profitable company for GameStop and the business model moving forward and who Ryan Cohen is in leadership. But here's the crazy part. My world didn't turn upside down until I learned about private equity And that's what Connect the Dots is, right? When you say connect the dots, I like the series, but I don't know about GameStop. So I'll explain the best way I can. First, connect the dots, right? So you start connecting dots from private equity and how they influence publicly traded companies and or private companies, but how they manipulate outcomes, certainly for shareholders. So if you're a shareholder of this said company, I'll give you an example, AMC.
I need to be eating some premium.
AMC shares were at an all-time high being pumped through the sky, but yet Adam Aaron, their CEO, comes from private equity. He is actually private equity. So when you go back in time with AMC, you realize they've been private equity the whole time. Since 2001, they were bought out by Apollo. They partnered up with JP Morgan. They handed off a lot of shares to Wanda, but all while still in the driver's seat with a CEO like Adam Aaron for 8 years, who is private equity. They can paint it up any way they want, but everyone that's on the board of directors, everyone that works in key positions there, they're private equity driven. Like that's the footprint. So it kind of like gave me this idea to start thinking about companies as in planting people for these outcomes. And the one that gave it away was Bed Bath & Beyond. So then
what is he even? He's like, oh, private. Everybody's. It's like an infiltration of private equity. You know what happened to AMC? It's massively underwater. It has way more debt than assets. It has negative cash flows. Okay, it's about to go bankrupt, in my opinion. That's what happened to all your trash companies. Oh, it's the private equity. I don't get like the theories you people come up. You basically find a word that sounds like Wall Streety.
Private equity, bro. Private equity.
And then you like somehow combine that with your stock and somehow that explains everything that's going on. You bought a trash business. It's really not hard. I'm so sick of this. Where's the stock going down?
When I talked to the CEO of eToys, by the name of Laser Haas, that's his name. I did an interview on my channel a long time ago. And
Laser Hogs? He did an interview on his channel. I wonder if he was paid for that. Interesting. Is he a penny pumper?
He tells me, he goes, hey, Marantz, just look into it. Look into the fact that they manipulate manufacturer outcomes. They have the whole thing set up for everyone. I was just like, really, man? Like, you're crazy. You're saying a pipe dream. But I listened, right? So I was like, all right, let me go look.
Here we go. It's manipulated. Oh, it's a dying business. The industry's moving towards digital games, digital downloads. No, it's the private equity. It's private equity.
So when I saw Bed Bath & Beyond, it kind of like gave it away because I was like, well, wait a minute. They infiltrated the board of directors 4 years ago. They started doing things that I would never do. And then I saw Ryan Cohen was like, hey, I'm out of here. He kind of told you like what's going down. So Ryan Cohen did his interview with GME.com and he said, well, you know, they did a share buyback program and the price went down. That's why he left. It was kind of like he had never seen that before. But the whole point was it's part of the playbook. It's part of the private equity playbook. Like, how do you leverage yourself or how do you destroy the company from within? You do things.
It's like great. So that he's really saying there's these private equity people that are like infiltrating companies and they're there to destroy the company. Sometimes companies just go out of business. Sometimes companies just lose money and they go bankrupt. That happens all the time. It's a necessary part of capitalism, okay? It isn't some conspiracy of this cabal of private equity people infiltrating companies and destroying them from within. It kind of sounds like something from the 1930s, if you catch my drift. But you know what? We'll keep watching.
You would never do, basically. And when I started looking at the board of directors for Bed Bath & Beyond, I saw where they came from. And they came from the origins of Apollo and Drexel Burnham Lambert, you know, back in the 90s and the 80s. And it was crazy because that's, I mean, Sue Gov, the current CEO, that's who she is. That's where she comes from. So like they literally have everyone in place. And now that the bankruptcy's over with over there, you just kept digging deeper and deeper. And you found like, you know, little connecting pieces, these tentacles outside of the whole US. Like it's everywhere. It's in every industry, every company. Private equity has influence on the
Dude, this guy needs to wear like one of those tinfoil hats. Like this guy's a crazy psycho. Okay. If you listen to this stuff and you believe that there's this cabal of private equity people doing this, you're an idiot. Okay. I'm sorry. And this is a problem with like some of the Republican Party, right? I don't know what he is, but they're these like out there freaking weirdos where,
oh my God, the government's going to turn all the frogs gay. Oh my God. Oh my God.
This kind of sounds like that kind of guy. Okay, like these insane, wacko conspiracy theories.
Oh, all the congressmen are lizards.
It's the same thing. It's so stupid. I mean, not every conspiracy theory is BS, but some people take this stuff too far. And this is,
it's a private. Yes, it's all. Let's go meet in Davos, the private equity cabal, and yeah, we'll wear our robes and we'll sing "Shukalaka" chants, "Shukalaka, Shukalaka," and then we'll plot how to destroy companies from within. Oh, and they just happen to be massively unprofitable, share diluting trash companies. But that's not why they're going down. No, it's because of the private equity cabal. That's what it is. Yeah.
Outcome of what the business will do, the business model. And while that's all being pushed out and they're destroying companies, they're helping a couple of other ones thrive, like Amazon, right? If Amazon succeeds, all these companies fail. So you get to make bets on all these failing companies and or get fees for being in like certain executive positions or board of directors.
You know why Amazon succeeds? Because I can order something and it comes to my house in like 2 hours. Okay? That's why Amazon succeeds. What is Bed Bath & Beyond? I hate Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay? You get those stupid certificates. It's like these massive postcard things. And 25% off Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a stupid store. GameStop is a dying store. Okay? The gaming industry is going to downloads. AMC is a massively unprofitable theater company. It's the cabal is not helping Amazon and screwing these other companies. These companies are dying for a reason because they suck. It's as simple as that. They're trying to help Amazon so they can just destroy everybody else. I mean, capitalism always trends to monopolies. That's just a natural part of capitalism. Basically, some companies succeed, the others fail, and basically they start gobbling each other up, and then eventually you have monopolies. That happens, okay? Then the government comes in and busts them up. But this is so stupid.
So the rich get richer and Amazon progresses. So you being dumb money, right? You being invested the way you are, you have to find the categories that can win. So when you go to gaming and you think about GameStop and you start doing the homework on GameStop, you got to connect the dots here. When you
brick and mortar stores when you can download a game. Oh, I'm gonna invest in it. I'm GameStop, of course.
First started looking at GameStop. This is like when Ryan Cohen first got in. There was a guy there by the name of Bill Simon. He's on the board of directors. And he is a senior consultant for KKR, private equity, the grandfather of private equity, right? So he's a senior consultant for KKR. He was on the Nabisco deal, RJ Nabisco deal. So you knew he already had ties to private equity. Ryan comes in, Ryan buys in, and then he brings his boys with him. And he brought his own team. And now that team's really tight. To go from about 14 to 11 directors all the way down to about 4 or 5.
You know it's not going to be tight as your butthole if you keep buying Amazon's or GameStop stock.
And any given time right now, that's GameStop. So GameStop pushed out private equity. So when you connect the dots, that tells you everything you need to know. It means Ryan bet on himself. He pushed everyone out of the way that would be doing the things that they do, like by canceling the Boston Consulting Group. If you see BCG in your company, run for the hills, right? They're giving you ideas of, hey, well, maybe you should make these cuts. And people always say, like, somebody said to me yesterday, like, you're over here talking about Epic Gaming making cuts, yet when Ryan does it, it's okay. And it's like, yeah, maybe you don't understand what Ryan's doing. Well, first, let's just destroy the narrative that GameStop's not profitable. That's the first thing. They're extremely profitable, and they always have been, but they keep running them dry. You know what the balance?
Have they been profitable? Okay. So let's just look at it from an annual perspective because the cash flows are fluctuating. So in 2019, they had massive negative operating cash flow. In 2020, they had a little bit of positive cash flow. And in 2021, they had massive negative operating cash flow. And if you see the trend in operating cash flow, oh, it's going down. Oh, they've always been massively profitable. Oh, yeah, it's always been massively profitable. Let's go look at their income statement because I honestly haven't looked at this company in a while. I don't even freaking remember. Okay, gross margins are going down. Operating margin has been negative the last 3 years. What do you mean they're massively profitable, you idiot? You stupid idiot. Did you even take a second to look at the financials? I went to stockanalysis.com. I didn't even prepare for this. He said it's massively profitable. I went to stockanalysis.com and oh my God, it's actually not massively. Oh, negative 5% is massive profits. Yeah, GameStop's the future, bro. What an idiot. He's going to have 100 million subscribers. There is no doubt in my mind.
She says negative at times, like in 2018, 2019, 2020, had nothing to do with the actual business model of GameStop. And nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with what they call impairment charges. Because the price of the stock was so far pushed down, i.e. shorted all the way down to the ground, that the goodwill of the company was impaired, meaning their market cap was well below what their goodwill valuation was each year. And they have to show that as a loss on the balance sheet. It's just an accounting fix, right? A goodwill impairment is a loss on the balance sheet. Oh my God, this guy is an absolute It's the goodwill impairment. Okay, here's what goodwill is. You acquire another company for more than the fair value of its net assets. If you determine that maybe the company you bought wasn't doing so well, or maybe you overpaid for it, or maybe it's not worth what you thought it was, you have to impair the goodwill, okay? Because your expectations of the companies you acquired future cash flows are lower than you expected. Goodwill impairments are a real thing, okay? You basically overpaid for a company. Look at freaking Teladoc and Livongo, my dongo. What happened to Teladoc? They paid a huge amount of money
for Lavongo my dongo, my dingity dongity dongo. And guess what happened? They had to write it off because suddenly they found out their acquisition was hot freaking trash. Okay. Oh, but you just write down the goodwill and it's an expense on the balance sheet. Yeah, that's where expenses go. Oh, this guy is clearly an accountant.
So when that happens, boom, it makes it look like the company lost $1 billion this year, that year, 2018, whatever it may be. But they didn't. Operationally, they were making money. It's just the evaluation of the company is not fair. And that's to hold themselves accountable because, when you're public.
Yes, because nobody can look at an income statement and see the impairment charge and then back that out and look at the core business. Of course, people can do that. You can clearly see this is a dying company. The revenues are going down. Margins are contracting. The operating profit for the last 3 years has been negative. This is not hard. They have negative operating cash flows. This is not hard. It's a goodwill expense on the balance sheet. Yeah.
Publicly traded company, you have to hold your value, and your shareholders have to know how much you're worth. So each year that you do an audit on yourself, if it's not the proper valuation, and you've been having people buy in on the stock, then you get hit on the books on that. That's how the goodwill impairment charges work. So when you look at GameStop, they burned off all their goodwill. They're back at scratch, and they went ahead and raised some money. There was a shit ton of money, right? And by GameStop raising money, it gave them a little bit of leverage, a little bit of freedom to try things, to do things. You'd be like, okay, let's go try NFTs. Let's go try a partnership with FTX. Let's go try a partnership with them.
Oh, let's do NFTs. Those are down 95%. Let's do a partnership with FTX. Oh, yeah, that went well.
They're trying things. They're actually trying to get into the other industries and grow. But if they didn't have that cash to do that, they wouldn't have done it. They would have just went bare bones a long time ago. They would have just cut all the buildings they didn't want and sucked down, get rid of everything and everyone. And now let's go into it, this skeleton crew type style and show you a profit because they do make a profit. But they took time to do that. They went there slowly. They wanted to try things out or get their feet.
They make profit, right? Let's look at the quarterly profit. Let's see. Quarterly operating margin has been basically negative all the way since 2017. They're always profitable, bro. Like, he is literally appealing to the dumbest people in the planet. And I'm not surprised. Honestly, nothing shocks me anymore. Nothing. They're profitable, bro. So hard to look at stockanalysis.com for 2 seconds.
Feet wet. And that's what they've been doing because they had the money to do it. So GameStop hasn't lost a single dollar. I hope people know how this works. To have $1.2 billion in the bank after 3 years of people trying to knock you down and tear you apart, and we hold the share.
They haven't lost a single dollar. Clearly, if you look at the financial statements, you can clearly see they have lost a single dollar, more than a single dollar. God, this guy is stupid.
Price up, right? Right about a $5 billion market cap. So the shareholder equity of $1.2 billion is healthy. It's $4 a share of equity. That would represent 25% of the shares. No company can show you a 25% equity position per share and not have goodwill. Like, no company. That's how strong GameStop's balance sheet is. It's one of the strongest in the whole damn world. So if people knew how to evaluate the company properly, they would understand that. Like,
let's look at their balance sheet. I remember it wasn't the worst balance sheet in the world, but it's not like, the most powerful balance sheet ever. Okay, so they have cash and inventory. So they have $2 billion of current assets and $1 billion of current liabilities. Okay, that's fine. They're probably not going to go bankrupt within a year. Long-term assets, well, those are going down. This is a growing company of 798 in long-term. So their balance sheet is fine. Okay. Here's another thing. They're not going to go bankrupt within a year. I agree on that. But this is the most amazing balance sheet in the world. I'm telling you, they have a lot of very old property, plant, and equipment. They're probably just going to have to sell it all off because they can't afford to buy new ones or fix these ones up because they have negative cash flows. And here's another clue. This guy's an idiot. Okay. Retained earnings is the cumulative profit and loss of this company. When you have negative retained earnings, this company, if you add up all the prior year's profits and losses, if you have a negative retained earnings, that means they've lost money. They've lost more money than they've made over their entire life. But they haven't lost a single dollar. It's actually profitable, even though Duncan now, the head private equity probably manipulated these numbers, and it's the heads, bro. They hacked into this, and they changed the numbers on this, and that's what happened. Okay.
The value is for the buy, but connect the dots put us there. Connect the dots let us know that private equity has been pushed out And now it's Ryan Cohen versus the world, basically, because, hey, if you don't think the private equity firms are on the outside looking in, trying to still find a way to hurt GameStop, no, that's exactly what they're going to do. And that's why they've pumped Epic Games. That's why they, allowed Yellow Freight to go bankrupt and destroy that company as well. It's anything logistically that can hurt GameStop, they're going to do. Supply chain issues, you name it, because that's what you have.
The world's against you. Everybody's coming for you. Circle the wagons. Private equity surrounding us. Oh, my God.
They do at this point. They all bet against GameStop. Just like they all bet against Caesars back in the day, and they all made money, billions of dollars. They all jump onto stocks. They bet on them. They destroy them.
They bet against clown stocks. Wow, they're actually probably smart.
From within, and here's your outcome. That's why Bed Bath & Beyond couldn't survive. That's why AMC will be gone in due time. But GameStop?
Yes, it will.
You want to know the significance? They pushed out private equity, and we're still fighting. And I'm here for the fight. Have a good morning, guys. GameStop can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. Appreciate your time, young man. Peace.
All right, this guy is stupid. Like, you can just quickly verify his lies. Like, it takes 2 seconds to find out this guy is just telling a bunch of garbage. It's profitable. There is no God. Well, when I watch YouTube, I kind of believe that. Hey, no. I'm shorting Apple and longing GameStop. Why are you shorting Apple? Why? Should I long Tattooed Chef? Yes, I'll put your grandma's retirement money in Tattooed Chef. Actually, you're the real clown here. Yes, I'm the clown. That's right. You can't make money if supposedly safe consumer staple stocks in this garbage market. Rough times. Yeah, I'm loving these rough times, man. Woo, I'm just scooping up shares of my VT. And in 30 years, I'm going to be rich. Hi, friend. Hello, Foo Hat. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock at night, boy. What kind of crack are you smoking? Let's see. Inshallah. Buying Paramount right now. Will 2x. Maybe. Put a shirt on. Ryan Cohen did actually fire private equity members from the...
Yes, because they were infiltrating the company to destroy it from within.
Actually, God is real. The equal weight S&P is down 2% on the year. No bull market. I don't like equal weight. Who is Marantz Rats? Look, somebody did a sponsor video, wanted me to react to that. So I did. That guy's stupid. Okay, he's a very stupid person. If you watch him and you take him seriously, I pity you. I pity you from the bottom of my heart. Okay, but nothing will change. I know how it works. I don't trust this GameStop grifter. The only grifter I trust is that's a logical conclusion. Let's see. GME is an electronic thrift store. I mean, basically. When is it sweater time in the Commonwealth? It's, it's starting to transition. It's still a little warm. It's like it was sunny and 75 today, but I can kind of feel it coming. It's going to start getting cold. Maybe like early November, it'll probably start being sweater time, something like that. But it's still decently warm, thankfully. All right, well, that's it. That's my reaction. If you want a sponsored video, you send me $50, and I will make a sponsored video. Have a wonderful day. Cheers!